So, we will start by understanding what exactly are soft skills. Soft skills are basically communication skills that will allow you to complete a call smoothly as a telecaller with footwork. As a part of this module, we will ensure that you communicate effectively with customers, you learn continuously, and you develop an ability to manage time and be professional. So, as a part of this training, we've divided the entire soft skills training into three aspects, or you could say three themes. The first theme is communication. The second theme is customer centric. Being customer centric means that you understand who your customer is, you're proactively listening to them, and you're understanding their needs and being respectful to them. Now, the third theme is professionalism, which means that you understand that having the product knowledge is very important, and at the same time you manage your time properly, etc. So broadly, these three themes are what we're going to cover in this module. First, communication; second, customer centricity; and third, professionalism. So let's get started with the very first theme, communication. Now, when I speak of communication, it's been divided into three broad aspects. The first aspect is speaking clearly and with the right pace. The second aspect is that you have to greet someone when you start the conversation, and you have to be natural, you have to be conversational. That's going to be a second aspect. The third aspect is voice modulation. So, as a part of communication theme, we'd be talking about these three aspects one by one. Okay, so let's talk about the very first thing, speaking by opening the mouth properly. Now, this is very important that you open your mouth properly while speaking. Otherwise, most of the words that you're going to say may be misunderstood by someone else. Your speech is more clear when you're opening your mouth wide and speaking. So, always keep that in mind. The second point is that you should not rush, which means that keep a check on the pace of your speech. Don't be too fast, because if you're too fast, people will not understand or they may miss out on few of the things that you're sharing with them. So ensure that you're a little bit slow and not rushing when you're speaking to the client on the phone. Now, the third aspect is very, very important, which is your pronunciation. You have to ensure that you pronounce everything properly, and especially when it comes to things like the brand names, the names of the customers, the product name, and things which are related to the product knowledge or the objective of the call. These 4 5 things have to be properly pronounced, and you cannot mess these things when you're talking to the client. It will have a very bad impression. So let's understand pronunciation bit with an example. So imagine that you're calling on behalf of White Hat Junior and you want to sell an online course which is AI and Python classes. So now over here, the name of the brand, White Hat Junior, you have to be very specific in its pronunciation. Ensure that you're saying the name correctly, White Hat Junior. Then, when we speak about the product is AI and Python classes. So, Python, again, the pronunciation becomes very important, Python. Then, when I speak of AI, just be aware of what is the full form of AI, artificial intelligence. So, these are a few things that you need to keep in mind, at least when it comes to some major things like brand name, product name, names of the customer, product features, etc. At least don't mispronounce anything which is important or very crucial to the conversation. Apart from that, two other things: keep a check on your pace and open with your and speak with your mouth open. Okay. So now we'll do a small listening and speaking exercise. On your screen, you can see that there's an example of a script. Now, what is a script? A script is basically a flow of what is going to be your conversation when the call gets connected to the customer. So, you know that when the call gets connected, you have to start the call by saying, Hi, am I talking to Mr. Robert, the principal of St. Peter's School? That's how you begin the call as per the script that's given on the screen. Then you sort of introduce yourself after the person has confirmed that they are Mr. Robert. Then you introduce yourself saying, Hi, I'm Bhavna, calling from Byju's. One of your students recommended that I should get in touch with you. Can we speak for 2 minutes about our learning programs for schools? Then you have to wait for the confirmation. If the person says that yes, they're interested, then you start with the pitch. So your pitch is that, sir, as you're aware, because of the current situation, it gets very difficult for students to interact with teachers and their peers. Hence, they're unable to pick up interpersonal skills that they usually learn in school. We realized that this was a growing problem and launched our product Fun Study, which creates a daily interactive activity for students. It is both educational and fun. So, this is basically an example of a script, your conversation with the prospective customer when the call gets connected. So, I'll just give you like 30-40 seconds. Have a look at the screen, try and read the script out aloud. Just do this exercise, and while you're doing it, keep in mind the 3 points that we had discussed. Open your mouth properly, don't rush, and ensure that you're pronouncing everything correctly. For example, in this script, St. Peter's School, Mr. Robert, Byju's, Fun Study, these are a few things which are crucial to the conversation. So, giving you 40 seconds, try it out. You can pause the video for 40 seconds and give it a try. So I hope you must have given it a try. Now on your screen, you can see that there are two audios. These are the audios of the same script. One is a good quality audio and one is a poor quality audio. So let's try and listen to both of them. And then after we've heard both of them, we'll try and analyze what went wrong with the poor quality one and what makes the good quality one stand out. So let's listen to the good quality one first.
Hello, I'm St. Peter's School. I'm Tanvi, calling from Baiju. One of the students from your school recommended that I get in touch with you. Can we speak for 2 minutes about how we are helping schools set up learning and interaction programs for their students? I'm sure you're aware that because of the current situation, it gets very difficult for these students to interact with their teachers and their peers. Due to this, they miss out on developing interpersonal skills that they usually pick up when they are in school. We realized that this was a growing problem and hence we launched our product, Fun Study. It creates a special interactive activity every day for the students. It is both educational and fun.
So this was the good quality audio. Now let's try and listen to the bad quality audio ones.
Hello, I am talking to Mr. Robert, the principal of St. Peter's School. I am Devesh calling from Byju's. One of the students from your school recommended that I get in touch with you. Can we please talk to you about what we are helping schools set up learning and instruction program for their students? I am sure you are aware that because of the current situation, it gets very difficult for you, the students, to interact with their teachers and their teachers to take it out of on developing interpersonal skills that they usually pick up when they are in school. We realize that there is a growing problem in we launched our product on study. It creates a special activity related for the students in the board educational and fun. I would like.
So that was the audio that was rated as a poor quality audio at Footwork. That was clearly because the person wasn't clear enough. The person was speaking at a pace which was quite fast, and also the pronunciations went wrong at a lot of places. So if you take care of these few things, I'm sure your level of communication or your communication skills will improve drastically. So That was the listening and the speaking exercise. Let's move forward. With this, we've completed the first aspect and we'll be moving to the second aspect, which is to greet and be conversational. Yeah. So, though a script is going to be provided to you, it is very important that you understand the receiver and speak naturally. So, that's what the first point says, that you do not have to speak like a robot. We need to speak how you would normally speak to someone you know while maintaining a degree of respect. That's it. So you have to be very natural so the conversation goes on organically. If you start to sound like you're following a pitch, I'm sure the person is going to lose interest and not listen to you. So just be a little conversational and try and be natural. The second thing is that you don't outrightly start by pitching something. You can't just get connected to a customer and start by saying that, hi, do you want to take this demo? Or do you like this product? No, it doesn't work like that. It always starts with a greeting. So you can ask, how are you doing? How has your day been? Or you can simply confirm if you're speaking to the correct person. For example, if you were to be connected to Gitanjali, then you ask, hi, am I speaking with Gitanjali? Or you just confirm if it's the right time to talk to them. So you can also ask, hi, is this a good time to talk? These are a few things that you should keep in mind when your call gets connected to the customer. Don't outrightly start pitching. Greet first, that's a good practice. Now there's a small exercise. I'll make you listen to two audios. Basically, two audios will play, audio 1 and audio 2. You have to choose from both the audios how would you rather start a call. So you will listen to these two audios and ideally select what should the right approach be when you're starting a call. So here's your first audio.
Child for India's biggest virtual tech competition. It's called EduFund Code Fest. May I know which grade is your child studying in?
I will just play the audio one again so that you can listen to it properly.
Hi ma'am, I actually wanted to invite a child for India's biggest virtual tech competition. It's called EduFund Code Fest. May I know which grade is your child studying in?
So this is your audio 1. Now I'll make you listen to audio 2.
Hi, am I speaking to Gitanjali? Hi ma'am, Bhavna this side. I'm calling from the Times of India group. Hope you're doing well. Can we speak for a minute, please?
So these were the two audios. Now you have to go ahead and decide which is the right way to approach the call. So guys, the correct way to approach the call was audio number 2 because when the caller got connected, the caller first asked if they're speaking to the right person. Then the caller ensured that they greeted the person, said hope they're doing well, and then asked if it was a good time to talk. Versus the first audio, the person directly started to talk about the event and did not really greet. So, audio 1 is definitely not the right approach. Audio 2 was the right approach. Now, we'll move on to the third aspect. We've so far discussed speaking clearly and greetings and being conversational part. Now, third aspect is going to be around voice modulation. So, guys, as we've already understood that speaking naturally and ensuring that you don't give out an impression that you're reading from the script is very important on a call. So, voice modulation is a technique which will help you do that. So, it basically refers to how you control your voice when you're speaking. So, when we speak, we should be able to, ensure that we are varying the tonality, we are stressing on a few important words, and we're changing the rate of our speech to suit the conversation. You can't be speaking in the same way to a person who's interested and a person who's busy and not patient enough to listen to you. So that's what is meant by voice modulation. So there are a few tips that will help you modulate your voice effectively on a call. The first thing is to be loud and clear. Now don't confuse this with shouting. It just means that you shouldn't be soft enough or you shouldn't be too soft for the other person to even hear you. And clarity, as we've already spoken, open your mouth properly to ensure that you're saying all the words in a manner that the other person can understand and comprehend. The second point is to take effective pauses. Now, you have to understand that it's very important to pause whenever you feel that the customer wants to speak or the customer should be given a chance to respond. Don't be in a hurry to complete your pitch and give a chance to the receiver to acknowledge what you've been saying. The third point is very important. It is to ensure that you avoid a lot of uhs and ums on the call, which means that a lot of uhs on the call may leave a bad impression. And it will make the receiver believe that you are not confident enough. You will be representing a brand, and hence you have to ensure that you build confidence in the mind of the person who received your call. You shouldn't sound underconfident, and a lot of would definitely leave that impression. So just be a little confident, be well prepared, practice well, and this should definitely avoid the that you may get during the conversation. So the fourth point is to practice variation, which means that you should try playing out different situations before you actually start calling. You should be prepared for both an interested person and a disinterested or a busy receiver. The final point is that you need to stress on important words. Now, these important words could be names of the product, some important product feature or detail, an offer, a discount, etc. So don't just narrate the entire script in one tone. Whenever you're giving out a piece of information which is critical, make sure you are a little slow. Your rate of speech is a little slow, and you stress on important words. So these were a few tips to modulate your voice. And voice modulation essentially just means that you control your voice when you're speaking. That is to keep changing your tonality, stress on important words, changing the rate of speech, etc. Now we've covered the very first theme, which was the communication theme. And moving on to the second theme is the professionalism theme. Now, in this, we will be covering time management, product knowledge, and respect and understanding customers. So, let's begin with time management. Now, there are basically three hacks to manage your time well as a telecaller. The first is to always follow scripts, because what happens is when you follow scripts, you ensure that you wrap up each connected call within 2 to 3 minutes, because that will help you not touching upon irrelevant topics or irrelevant things. Even when the receiver is trying to talk about something which is not of relevance to us, a script will help you direct the customer in the right direction. So following a script will always help you save a lot of time. So just ensure that you stick to the script and always have a script handy. Second is that you should have dedicated hours. So when you begin calling, ensure that you have some dedicated hours during the day within which you will target those 200 to 250 minutes. And the third point is that during those few hours that you're dedicating to the Footwork app, you have to be very consistent. A lot of times your calls may not get connected, or back to back a few call receivers may tell you that they're busy or not interested. In such cases, don't let it impact your pace of making calls. Just keep going, be consistent. That'll help you boost your minutes and earnings on the app. Now we'll move on to the second theme, which is the product knowledge. So product knowledge is basically knowing a few important things about the pitch. So basically, like we had taken that example that you're from White Hat Junior and you're selling AI and Python classes. So product knowledge is basically knowing a few important details about White Hat Junior and about AI and Python classes that you're pitching to the client or the customer. So you should know the name of the product, you should know the features of the product, price of the product, a little bit about the brand, what business are they into, a little background of the brand, and know more about the product, specific product that you're selling. That will help you, handle queries that usually customers put forth during the calls. Now, I'll also tell you why you should know it and what to do when there's a piece of information that you don't know. So, you should know all these details because not knowing this basic information results in being unable to establish confidence in the minds of the receiver. Sharing information and knowledge about the company will only increase the credibility of you as a caller and the company in the minds of the respondent. And this will also help you in convincing or in pitching. Other than this, having sufficient information about the company will also help you deal with curious respondents or receivers who often ask questions. If you do not have sufficient information, you will come across as someone who is underconfident, an amateur, and you will not be able to convince the person or even complete your pitch. So, this is why it's very important to know all these details. Now, what to do when you've read all the FAQs, you've understood about the brand, you may still get questions about which you don't have knowledge about. In such times, you just need to politely tell the receiver that you will confirm with the team and get back to them. And just ensure that you note down the query. That's it. Now, the third thing is respect and understanding the customer's need. That is the third aspect in our theme of professionalism. We've already covered two things, time management and product knowledge. So let's move on to the third aspect of professionalism. But yeah, before we move on to the third aspect of being respectful and understanding the customers, let's understand the product knowledge bit with an example as well. So here I've taken a jeans example. So over here I've broken down selling a jeans into 5 parts, which is knowing the brand. So for example, I've put the brand as Levi's over here, then knowing the product, that within Levi's there are a lot of things that are available, but we are selling the slim fit jeans, which is priced at 1,999. Okay. Now, apart from these basic things like product, price, and the brand, we also need to know a little bit about the brand. So over here, I've written 3 things about Levi's. The first thing is that they use the best available fabric. Second is that they are an established and an old player. And the third is that they are making sustainable clothing. They have a sustainable way of making clothes, etc. So basically, environment friendly. Now, these are a few details about the brand. Now, a few features of the slim fit jeans that we're trying to sell. Those features are that they're stylish, high waist fit, and they're durable. So, now this mix of 5 things will let you, break down your pitch into product knowledge of the brand, of the product, and of the price. Now, with this, we can finally move to the third aspect, which is being respectful and understanding the customers. So, this is a very basic thing that you have to be polite on the call. Obviously, you have to speak to someone naturally, that's there, but with some certain level of respect. Second point is being patient. So, what happens is that we come across many receivers who are busy, who are absolutely not interested, and sometimes even rude. So, you should have the patience to deal with all such types of receivers. And whatever may be the case, if the customer is not interested or is being a little rude or is busy, what you always do is end the call politely and always end it with a thank you. That's all you have to do. Now, third point is that a lot of times we call the customers and they have negative feedback, whether it's feedback collection for a product or even if it's some other thing that you're calling them for, they may have some negative feedback about the brand or the product. In such cases, just apologize again, end the call politely, say that you will pass on the feedback to the team, and end the call with a thank you. So you don't have to react to such negative feedback, or you should not get demotivated either. Just be prepared for it. This may happen at times, and just end the call, apologize, and say that you will pass it on to the team. That's it. So this basically covers our second theme, professionalism. Now we'll move on to the third theme, which is being customer centric. Now, when I speak of this theme, there are two important things to it that you should know who your target audience is. Basically, who is it that is going to receive the call? And the second thing is listening skills. Now, when you're a telecaller, you just don't need to have communication skills, but you need to have good listening skills as well. So, let's cover these two things quickly. So, talking about knowing the target audience, the call receiver section in the script will always inform you the kind of people who will be answering your calls. They could be anyone, right from housewives to corporates to students or even shopkeepers, depending upon the project that you're working on. Now, knowing the target audience of your call will help you mentally prepare yourself, okay? And it'll help you setting your tone, help you set your voice modulation and also the call speed. And what happens is you need to have a fair idea of who your caller will most likely be, and you also need to know what have they requested for or what are the challenges that they're facing. So these two aspects are something that you should definitely know about the target audience before you begin and make calls. Firstly, know who your receiver is going to be. Second, understand what have they requested for or what challenges are they facing. Now, the second part is the listening skills part. So, being a good listener is a prerequisite for being a good telecaller, as I've already highlighted. And here I'll be discussing 6 tips that will help you improve your listening skills. The first thing is staying focused, which is being attentive on the call and being reactive to the responses of the receiver. You need to carefully understand what the receiver is trying to say. Yeah. The second thing is asking questions. Now, obviously, you don't need to ask extra questions, but at least ask whatever is included in the script. Also, keep asking if they are with you whenever you're giving out information. So, for example, if you're having a pitch which is 4 to 5 lines long or 4 to 5 sentences long, then just keep asking if they're with you, if they're understanding everything, if they have any questions. Okay. Then you should never interrupt while the speaker is saying something. That's very important. Just wait for them to finish before you can add something. Okay. Fourth point is to acknowledge whenever the receiver is responding. So, for example, just say great or that's nice when they respond positively. That will just help you build a rapport with the person. And in case of feedback or a query, ensure that you always note them down. Okay, that's very important because you can't just take a feedback and then forget it. So it's better to note it down. And many times you may have listening barriers, like you you may have connectivity issues, you may have background noise, etc. So just take care of such listening barriers. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to understand what the customer has said to you. Okay, so that was theme 3, and with this, we've completed the communication uh, aspect, then we completed the professionalism aspect, and finally we completed the customer centric aspect as well. Now we'll quickly recap. So as a part of soft skills, we did communication first. As a part of communications, we understood that you have to be clear, you have to maintain the right pace, you have to pronounce properly, you have to be conversational, you have to greet the person. And then when we came to professionalism bit, we understood that it's very important to have product knowledge. It's very important to be respectful, and it's very important to manage your time. Then, as a part of this last theme, being customer centric, we should always know who our receiver is going to be, and we need to have good listening skills. So with this, let's wrap up the soft skills training. It's been a long module, but soft skills is a critical part of being a telecaller. So that's why this was a long module. Thank you.